GSL.
No, we won't settle for it. We won't settle for it. We won't settle now. I need the world. I need the world, and the world needs
Welcome back to the GSL Code S. Tesos here. We just saw a great PvZ where Rain won, and what I think we can all agree was a little bit of an upset. I thought that Solar was going to be much more dominant.
Well, I think for most StarCraft fans, it's not an upset. It's what they expected. But with recent play, Solar is really impressive in the matchup.
Solar's so good nowadays. I do think Solar can still get out of this group without too much trouble.
I don't.
Really?
I think he's in some real trouble here. I think we could see him versus Rain in the final match, possibly, and maybe he can do it then. But Hero is so damn good.
Hero is deadly.
This guy has won the past 2 IEMs.
By the way, this is not to be confused with the. There's another StarCraft player named Hero if you've been watching for a long time. This is a different Hero.
This is CJ
that plays
Hero.
Protoss as well.
When the Kespa players first switched over, he definitely was one of the best back then, made WCS Korea 2012, etc.
Yes.
Really, stellar player. This guy is so strong. I'm sure a lot of people watched IM Sao Paulo this past weekend and saw this guy just destroy, just wreck everyone. An amazing player, and I think that his PvZ is probably going to be too scary for DRG, to be honest.
DRG, isn't it funny how times have changed? DRG is such a household name.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough for him to get out of this group.
Well, this group is ridiculous. And here's the thing, DRG's been doing well. He beat some good players to come out of his Code A group. But in those games, I feel like he's not good at finishing players off. He'll get a lead, and then he'll just keep on trying to kill them with roaches and lings, and it's like, DRG...
Well, there was a period where that was really working for him, but the problem is that, if you are attacking somebody who's defending, and they're just defending really well, if those attacks, the few that you do in a row, are not perfect, then you are suddenly putting yourself back at a disadvantage. And DRG is really well known for great harass, great pincher attacks, and really keeping the other player stuck inside of his base, but occasionally it's an overextended move. I mean, attacks like that can also be a double-edged sword.
Yeah. He's kind of an interesting player. He definitely doesn't play ZVP like a lot of other top Zergs, in my opinion. It feels a little bit different watching him. I feel like he scouts something, and then he kind of gears up to do a very strong attack against it in a couple minutes. You know what I mean with that?
Yeah,
it's just, it's kind of a weird way, in my opinion, that he plays. It's not, I don't know. I can't really explain it beyond
somebody that was
well.
I think there's also a big problem when you're a player that you're so ahead of your time, which he was for a while here.
He was for a while,
he actually, you start to understand the game in a different way because you're ahead of everybody, but then you also have nobody else there to challenge you in the same way.
Okay.
And so you can end up with, after you're no longer one of the #1 players in the world, you're stuck with this weird play style that was working, which is kind of what I think you were talking about earlier there, too.
I see what you're saying. He definitely does hold some remnants of his old self. Will we see Ling Roach into Muta? I don't know. Maybe. But
Layer Tech forever? Maybe.
Could be.
Could be.
It is DRG, but...
And where else better to have these guys face off than Habitation Station?
That's right.
That's right.
Habitation Station. It really rolls off the tongue.
Oh, yeah. Definitely could put that in a StarCraft rap song. Yeah. Habitation Station, that's location that our match will be taking.
This is going to be the best in my imagination.
In my imagination. I have the StarCraft infatuation.
Ooh.
Oh.
These jokes are
dropping these
up
rhymes.
to saturation.
Oh. Well done, Artosis. We're going to go into our second best of 3 here for today's GSL Code S. It's good to be back.
Hero versus DongRaeGu.
Alrighty, Tasteless.
Alrighty, Artie
Our
McTosis.
Protoss player hero in the top right, DRG in the top left. Habitation station.
Well, depending on how you
Fun
say it,
map.
I mean, if you look at the screen right now, DRG's in the top right. So,
Well,
really, it
I
all
guess
depends.
that's true, yeah.
It's all in the eye of the beholder, really, Artosis.
Yeah, or I guess, it's kind of like, what is the speed of something in space? Well, you have to say what the speed of it is relative to something else, because everything's moving.
Uh-huh.
Trust me on that one. Got a nice little crowd here today.
All right.
Wolf and Brennan there in the back.
Oh, yeah, there they are back there. Wolf Brennan spotted.
Yeah. All right, so this is fun. I'm really glad, by the way, that we do have a map back in the pool with gold minerals. It's really cool. And
Well,
this
I
map
think you know what happened
actually,
when gold minerals initially came out was that everything was so tailored around getting those gold minerals.
Yeah.
But they took them out. But what's nice is we're at this phase in StarCraft II where they're starting to bring back in more complexity into the map.
Yeah,
which is
and
great.
They've fixed a lot of pieces as well, like mules don't mine extra at gold patches and stuff, because that was so funny.
Ridiculous.
That was like, I remember on Antigua Shipyard, they just dropped like 5 mules, and you're like, oh, I guess I lose. That's great. amount of minerals they just sucked
What
up.
was that map? Now I can't remember its name. Early on, where there was 2 bases in the middle that had gold minerals.
Metalopolis?
Metalopolis. Terrans would actually occasionally float there in the early cheese strats.
Yeah.
And just start landing mules there.
Yep. I remember it clearly. All right, so looking at what's going on here, we did have DRG actually go for a pool first opening, and this is actually a little bit confusing to me because DRG is extremely well known for going hatchery first, but with his hatchery first, he always sends a drone to scout for cannons. Like,
Yeah.
you can't cannon the guy. It doesn't work ever. And if it does, then he just screwed up, and I can't remember the game. But, like, this guy is, like, uncannonable. So for him to go pool first, I'm just a little bit surprised on that.
All right, we have our probe now coming back here.
He must just be feeling the way the minerals line up that Cannon Rush would still be powerful even if he scouted it. Anyways, this was a Nexus first into Forge. Not as common to see nowadays.
Yeah, this is very, very econ heavy. You're going to get a lot of extra probes out early on.
And I'm interested to see what he's going to do exactly with this build. Like, is he just going to go for really quick +1 attack? Not sure. Now, we do have the gold base being taken by DRG, and that can become problematic very, very quickly for Hero. Because when, the gold base, it's so interesting because there's never as many mineral patches there, which means you need less drones, but they mine like a ridiculous amount still.
It's so cost effective in every possible way.
Yeah,
It's
you get
wild.
your economy going like so much quicker. It actually makes a gigantic difference to have that gold base.
There are some ways Protoss can try to punish this, usually with some gates earlier in like a +1 attack. But I mean, other than that, I mean, by the time these drones are mining at this gold base, it's going to be very, very difficult for the Protoss to really hurt.
Yeah. We'll see if he can get something done. Like, he's going for a Stargate. He built it under the Overlord, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was almost exactly under the Overlord when he started it. So, I mean, you don't show information like that unless you have a plan for it. Now, what will he do with this? Is he just going to go straight into Phoenixes so he doesn't care that his opponent knows? Will he... I mean, he could go for, like, an Oracle or something, but normally you want to have that hidden as well as possible.
Well, the drones are not mining from the gold base, so in the next minute or two here, when he actually has all those gold minerals and he can spend them how he sees fit, it's going to be a big advantage here for DRG.
All right, we have the Oracle being made, so he is going to go Oracle and no doubt into Void Ray after that.
Now, the Oracle can end up shaving off a few drones here and there, or even assist with the rest of the army as they try to put on pressure here.
Well, there is a Spore going up at that gold base. He knows that that's very easy to hit with any flying units.
And a dozen Lings on the way here as well.
Yeah, he's got to make those because of this small harassment that we are seeing. It's okay to lose this Zealot. Just the fact that he's forcing this many Zerglings is quite nice. Because if he can kill any drones
like
in
this
addition,
with the gold base.
yeah. Any drones that he can slow down the production of and kill off, that's great. And those slow Zerglings just aren't going to do much for him. So adding 3 gates as well as the Twilight. Looks like he's going to be going into Blink and +2 as well.
Stalker's actually getting blocked out here by these lings. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is he going to get around?
Get him.
No way. He actually got away. Well done.
Stalkers are slippery guys.
They are. And, of course, Protoss has to get the gold base up as quick as humanly possible.
This is not going to end up working very well, I don't think. DRG is already making a big group of lings right now. His speed is about to finish. And there's not a wall in at the gold base yet. There's just 2 Stalkers and an unfinished Nexus to the Mothership core. There's just no way.
And so the lings are going to come up here and tear apart the Stalkers here, and now he's gotten rid of the probe. If he can just deny anything from being built over here that would allow that to blockade, he should be in good shape.
Ooh, nice force fields there on the sentries.
Oh, you know what? Actually, now you can get the gateways up there because the lings aren't there anymore.
Still, these Zerglings dealing some damage, killing off a few extra units, but he's lost quite a few of them as well. Didn't fully commit to the lings, so doesn't end up getting the Nexus. And in fact, really, what did he kill here? He killed off some Stalkers, and I mean, that's not that big a deal.
Yeah, had he been able to get over there and force the Nexus to cancel, that would have been huge.
Yeah,
but
that would be gigantic.
Because he didn't get over there, the sentries did a good job fencing themselves off. And
that was
damaging those lings to the point where they were no longer able to do what their mission was, to take out that base.
Like, if he had gotten those 2 sentries, I would have said that went very well for DRG, but as is, not so much. Now, right now, we do have swarm hosts being made. You know how this Oracle going to scout that all out? He's trying to figure out exactly what's going on.
Nicely done there.
And he's going to know it's swarm hosts or infestors in like just a couple seconds here, because by tagging that layer, he gets to see if there's a hive, and he already saw that the infestation pit's up. So if the infestation pit's up and the hive isn't being made, it has to be, obviously, one of these other units that come out of the infestation pit.
Okay, Oracle also sees how many more infestors are coming down here now. And it looks like he will just be sending these locusts directly to this other base. This is a nice Stalker harass here, just sending them to buy some time. They will be in the way of the locusts on the way back, though, so...
Using his PvP skills right there.
I know, right?
PvP move for the win against Zerg. Now, these 2 bases are pretty darn close to each other. And Swarmos have pretty good range, and DRG is pushing this creep forward. So this makes me a little bit nervous, because what splash damage do we have to deal with Locusts here on the side of Hero? And the answer is absolutely none. His Colossus tech is only halfway done. So his first Colossus is a very long ways off, and there's already 8 swarm hosts out.
Now, we don't have a preview PC here, so we can't actually check how many more force fields are left, but you have to wonder, are there really going to be enough force fields to buy enough time to keep this base safe?
Well, DRG has chosen a very nice tech route against what we're seeing from Hero. And, oh, God.
Oh, man, this is really nice, because with the Locust there, it's hard for the Protoss to get out and defend this location. And now he's Robo is underpowered, or unpowered, excuse me, not underpowered. And the Lings are going to come in here with the Roaches and probably take out that Nexus. This is a disaster. It looks like DRG might be able to win game number 1 here.
It's really looking like it. I would be pretty surprised if DRG didn't pull this one out.
Oh, my God!
Wow, he does end up saving that Nexus. In the meantime, his third base is under attack, though.
Well, we have more and more Locusts coming up here. You know, had he got that Nexus, that would have been a big difference maker.
Yes.
But he didn't, so maybe Hero still has a chance.
I would say he still does have a chance. DRG did that all off of not too many drones, like 60-ish drones, and he didn't take his 4th until just recently, so he's still on 3-base economy, even though 1 is gold. I mean, it just didn't go as well for him as he thought it was going to. And
what is going on with those Locusts?
The Locusts are like really dumb on this map.
Is that just bad pathfinding, or is that a bad rally?
That is for sure bad pathing, I would say.
Look, that hurts to watch. Watch them go. Ooh. Oh, now they're good about it.
There you go. Yeah, I think he reset where they're going, so that's good. But in the meantime, we do have a little bit of harassment down here at the 4th base. Now, this is actually going to calm the soul of Hero. You know, you look at that after you've had kind of a hard time and your Colossus are a bit slow, and he's not mining from his 4th. That's a great feeling to have. And now with 2 Robos up, he's going to get a decent unit composition to fight against this with. The
Warp Prism now being driven up here, perhaps going to go into the main again. Try to do some more harass over there. Again, these locusts actually should be doing a lot more damage.
Yeah, this is actually a big issue.
This actually might.
He's losing seconds
DRG
like
loses
every
this,
time.
this is something we have to factor in because the locusts are just free damage, but when they're getting stuck in that little lip up where that ramp is, I mean, that's so much damage that they're not even able to do.
Yeah, that's actually definitely a big deal. Like, you need every little volley because it puts so much pressure on Protoss and just whittles him down, and that's what you have to do with Swarm Hosts. They aren't a unit that makes you win the game quickly. They just whittle them down. But you know what? We have some Vipers in here now, and if he hits this just right on these Colossi, then he should be able to take a couple of them out.
Oh!
Very nicely done.
Nice pull over there.
Only ends up getting one for now.
Yep, he harpooned another one, but it did manage to run back out.
But 2 Robo Colossi doing a good job. He's still got 4 of them out right now. He is going up to the Templar Archives a little bit late, so these Vipers still can be very, very useful.
All right, and this is a nice move here by Hero to warp in all these Zealots and send them to the main. This is excellent against somebody who's using Swarm Host especially.
Yeah, indeed it is, because they are just so immobile. Now, these Zealots trying to run in and get something done. In the meantime, DRG is starting to break the back of this army. Not looking quite as good as it was before. You know, this is something that can happen when you're using all your warp-ins for harassment, then your army can get whittled down by their main force.
Warp Prism now headed southbound here. Does not look like there's much to challenge it really so far. Hero's still staying strong on these 3 bases.
Hero's got to do something here, though.
Yep. Well, he's definitely got to survive this next wave here.
And actually, you know what? DRG really hasn't saturated his fourth. He's
really?
Actually only on 62 drones right now for 4 bases. And yeah, there's a gold, so it's better than what 62 drones actually sounds like. But still, I'm looking at the mini-map, and it looks like there's not many drones there at all.
Yeah, that's actually 2 spires.
Yep.
Mid.
Well, you know, that is the state of Zerg versus Protoss. If you get into a long, drawn-out game, eventually you make 40 mutas.
Yeah,
that's
and then
the
Protoss can't leave his base.
Yeah. Well, the Protoss has to get like 4 or 5 Stargates.
Yeah.
Just to
By then it might be too late, you know?
Yeah.
But while all that's going on, DRG still just shaving off this army of Protoss units. Most of these Zealots just getting picked off here, which is just lost minerals here for DRG. I mean, the Locusts are free.
Yeah, look at this. All these Zealots get warped in, and then they just die off. If you look at the mining that's going on right now, we actually have more Protoss mining than Zerg mining going on at this moment. But when you count in the fact, how many Zealots is he killing per minute? And then just kind of take that number away from the income per minute.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, actually, this economy is not as good as it looks for the Protoss player.
It's another reason why Protoss is not maxed out, by the way.
Yes.
He's been stocking about the same supply for kind of a while now.
Well, he's got to have something take the hits, and it may as well be Zealots. He doesn't want to be losing Stalkers of this. Now he's trying to take that 4th base, but some Roaches are down there harassing. DRG being a little bit wasteful there.
Yeah, now we have the Protoss actually at slightly better army standing here. If he can actually get over to where those Swarm Hosts are and take them out, that would be huge.
Oh, if he kills the Swarm Hosts, then he can absolutely win this game.
Yeah.
Well, Hero gonna clean this up and hopefully get some probes down there pretty quickly. DRG still not attempting to take any additional bases, but when you're playing like a very turtly Swarm Host push style, you can do it all off 4 base. Like, you can stay on 4 base for an extremely long time. The thing is, his gold minerals should be getting pretty low at this point. They do mine out pretty quickly.
Well, he's going to head out more and continue to engage head-on the Locusts here, which are coming from 2 different directions. Blinking back these Stalkers. But let's see, if he takes out this wave, there'll be one more wave if he were to continue to push forward, which is what I assume he's doing. And farther forward he does go. The Colossi wiping out everything over here. He did try to drop in those Zealots to try to get the army of the Zerg spread out a little bit more. Nice snag there. And that Colossi will not be able to get away, which will once again allow another set of Locusts to come out here for DRG, keeping Hero stuck up against the ropes.
Right now we do have 1-1 being upgraded on that Spire. Finally, Zealot Charge being researched. Definitely something that can help him a lot with these harassments he's trying to do. And I feel like DRG is just gaining and gaining and gaining while we watch Hero just tread water.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta commend Hero for staying alive, but staying alive is not the same as winning the game.
No.
You know, not being eliminated is not the same. And there's so many factors here that are going on for DRG that just put him in this tremendous advantage. I mean, Hero can't go around this army because the Swarm Host will then eat through his expansion. He can't go through that because the Swarm Host is already doing so much damage. And there's, of course, the inevitable fact that DRG is going to have a ton of mutas coming out here pretty soon. And most of what's taking damage right now from those Swarm Hosts are Stalkers.
Well, if he ends up with the Mutilus switch anytime soon, he's just going to get like a free win there. But he's got to lose his army first, and I don't even think it's going to get that far.
Yeah.
Like, of course, this army's pretty nice for Hero. He's got some High Templars in there. He's got a good amount of Stalkers. He's got some pretty good upgrades going on. Of course, the Zerg upgrades looking even better than that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can even break the first army here. He has to kill off the Swarm Host if he wants to fight against the Mutas.
He's actually got Spine Crawlers now coming up over here, which will pair very nicely with the Swarm Host. Oh, nicely done. Takes out that Warp Prism.
Another hurtful thing happening here. Oh, we have more Swarm Hosts on the way, by the way, as he frees up supply. It's up to 25 Swarm Hosts. Brutal. Just crazy. Well, I don't see Hero like changing his plans at all. I don't see him trying to do anything else here, anything creative to try to change the way this game is going.
Yeah.
I mean, just sitting there making Stalkers and Colossus.
I'm trying to imagine a game where the Protoss actually just continues to hold this off for the entire time and gets the Zerg to mine out. You know, it's not going to happen.
The thing is, the Zerg bank continues to grow because it's almost all free units that are attacking him.
Think of how cost-effective these Swarm Hosts have been. We're now back to the 25-minute marker. These Swarm Hosts have been out for most of the game. I would love to see exactly how much damage they've done, or how cost-efficient they've actually been.
It really ridiculously cost-efficient. You just lost like one Swarm Host or something, and the amount that these Locusts have killed is amazing. It's huge. He's got 27 of them, 4 Vipers. He's starting to go into Corruptors now, which is a good move as well. Why not? All he's going to do is eliminate the Colossus. Gateway units can't fight against 25.
Looks like the Swarm Hosts are now going to go into the third base. I believe most of that's mined out.
Yeah, the third base is actually done.
Yep, totally mined out.
The gases aren't, but, you know, what are you going to do? You're not going to try to defend it when it has no minerals left.
And you can see what Hero's trying to do, I think in almost a last-ditch effort, is to actually go all the way around this army and hit it from this side over here.
Well, that's a pretty nice Blinding Cloud going down right there. Really well zoned out. No real good place for it to belong to. Oh, God. When these things start killing High Templars, that's when you start to feel really sad as Protoss. Oh, looks like he actually does get to save all his High Templars here.
He's actually going to go all the way around
this
ledge down here.
The thing is, the Locusts are already coming in from the other direction. He needs to drop a probe in the main base of DRG and make a Nexus so he can time warp up there. That's like the only way. Or not time warp, but recall.
Yeah, recall.
I think that's his key to victory at this point, Tasis. Well, he's going to walk down here and snipe this 5th base.
Maybe he can actually shave off this base just north of here, too. I mean,
the thing is, it's the amount of distance he's having to move on this. This is one part where it's actually good to be on the convex instead of concave, because DRG doesn't have to move his Swarm Host very far, whereas Hero has like an hour walk anywhere. Like, what he might do is really try to focus here for a moment.
Oh, man, here come the Corruptors.
Oh my God.
Oh,
that's
the humanity.
That's brutal. That was like
actually not really much humanity in this game, and even in this season, actually, with no Terrans.
No, not much humanity at all. Shouldn't have killed Manx. Sorry, spoiler alert. But really, it's kind of brutal. I think it was a good idea to go down there. But when he lost those 3 Colossus, that was almost like the nail in the coffin.
I think this game's been done for a while.
Yeah, it's felt like that.
The answers that DRG have are all very straightforward and simple for DRG to execute, like this.
Oh. Well, let's see if he can get some good storms off. He's just not being cost efficient whatsoever. Every single engagement, DRG is coming out ahead. Look at how many.
Look at
Oh
this
my
swarm
god!
host move,
26
man.
swarm hosts, 18 corruptors, 8 infestors, and 3 vipers. God, that is like the Protoss' worst nightmare right there, Tasteless.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'd rather
DRG
fight against 100 Widow Mines as Zerg than fight against that as Protoss.
This is pretty rough. And now they see more. Oh, nicely done there with the fungal there. Allow the locusts to actually do more damage so they can't be kited.
The High Templars trying to get out, trying to do some feedbacks, but all those infestors already kind of spent their energy. You know, it's nice that Hero does have that other additional base, but the thing is he has no harassment going on. DRG can kind of just take his 5th and mine from it. DRG is a little bit low in minerals right now.
Oh! Probably still not enough to win the game.
No, not yet. I mean, these are the types of moves that are going to help him immensely, and those are some good Psy Storms going down. Unfortunately, he does lose yet another Colossus. He's down to 2 right now.
And when now that he's gotten his count so low, he'll never have those the number of Colossi he had back before. And the Colossi would have really taken out the Locusts, which means the Locusts should eventually chew their way through.
And this move by DRG is so smart. As he kills off more of the Colossi, and occasionally a High Templar like this, he's adding more Infestors, because Infestors are so good against gateway units. And we're going to see GG in the second year from here, I think.
Yeah, I got to agree with Ro32.
Like, he might stay in just because he does have that bottom right base. Like, he's mining from 2 bases, and he knows DRG's mining from 1. So he doesn't have to GG right now. Like, he can stay in and continue to try to fight. The thing is, his army is like the definition of podunk. This is like a little... Look at this. 4 Zealots, 4 Colossus, 4 Stalkers. What is that army? That is a weird army.
This is like...
4 High Templars. This is the army of 4s.
You know what this is like?
Doesn't 4 mean death or something?
In Chinese, it sounds like that. Mandarin Chinese, I believe.
Yeah. There you have it, Tasteless.
There you go.
Death becomes him.
It basically, Protoss has the army that you normally have in the single player when you don't get a base but have to go through. All he needs is Zeratul in that army. And he pretty much could have to run through a series of Zerg obstacles that would, with basic micro, he would win. But unfortunately, this is not against Kerrigan. This is against DRG, who's in fact much scarier than Kerrigan.
Ooh, God, that's so brutal. Look at how many fungals here. Those fungals, Tasteless. Wow. Well, it looks like he's found this bottom right base. Hero trying to take another base down in the bottom. Well, goodbye, all the Colossus.
Oh, making them dance, too. They're like synchronized swimmers. Okay.
Now it really is time for GG.
The end of this game as we know it.
It's
the end of this game as we know it.
But he doesn't feel fine.
Tight GG now. Okay, there we go.
GG.
I knew that song would work.
Yeah, good work.
GG, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
Nice play there by DRG. It's good call going Swarm Host in that situation.
Yeah, he handled it very well. He got the Swarm Host into a spot where the Protoss couldn't really hit them. You could see it was probably about a good, maybe 8 minutes or so. The Protoss was actually trying to force his way in there with the Colossi and the Stalkers and hit those Swarm Hosts, but by the time he was close to doing that, there were enough Corruptors that he could just tear apart anything that could be hit by air.
It was a tough one for Hero. I'm not counting him out yet, though. I think this guy is easily one of the best Protoss in the world at the moment, and he has some pretty deadly PvZs, so we'll see if DRG can do it again. Next map, going to be...
Wait for it.
Heavier in? It's going to be Hero.
I don't think we might not be getting that.
Oh, we will.
I hope we do.
If we don't, we just have to sit here and be like, oh.
Steps of War.
Like, oh, Yonsu.
No!
Yonsu. Okay, no big surprise here. Yonsu. Good map
Great
for
map.
PvZ. Really nice areas to
these players
force
have a
field.
lot of experience on.
DRG has shown some great ZVTs there. We'll see if he can do it in Zerg vs. Protoss. What will Hero's opening be? Something I'm very interested in.
I do agree with you. Hero does still have a very good chance of coming out.
I think so. Well, if he loses, I mean, that's 0 for 2 for Artosis.
That's never happened.
That's how you
before,
can really.
Artosis. You've never gotten the predictions wrong before, Artosis. This is a huge upset in our
that's how
GSL
you know
history.
That's how you know GSL's back.
And Artosis just getting the predictions wrong.
I'm like, well, I think the players that have been playing the best recently should win, and then they don't.
And the internet's like, why are you the fool, Artosis?
Wow, you're dumb.
Why are you using history to help craft your predictions?
All right, here we go, Tasteless.
Here we go. Woo! Woo! I felt like we were getting on a roller coaster. Yeah. All right. Game number 2 here is about to go underway with Hero against DRG. The winner goes on to face Solar here in day 1, Group A of the GSL Code S.